My mother's tragically sudden passing has been hard on all of us, and my sister is only making things worse. We just celebrated her 56th birthday mid-September. I stayed overnight and surprised her at midnight. I had to leave early for a flight booked at noon, my first time missing my mom's birthday, so to speak. So I figured no harm. There would be many more to come, right? That was a Thursday. By the way, this comes from user Sorry I Am New 2002 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, my flight back home a week later was severely delayed, so much that I would miss any train connection back home. When I asked my dad to pick me up, he confessed to me that my mom was hospitalized. She didn't want to worry me on my vacation, but it's nothing serious, just gastritis with some nasty nausea, just another Thursday. After staying up all night at the airport train station, I made my way to visit my mom. She looked exhausted, but not too bad. Cheerful to hear about my vacation, she too always had wanted to see Dublin. I brought her a cheesy magnet and a card of the docks. She talked about our next flight there together. She loved historical cities. Saturday, I was at brunch with my friends, and I was happy. I just turned 22, and then my mom had a nice birthday. I just came back from a great vacation, and now I was having brunch with my dearest friends during a newly established brunch tradition. Growing into an adult felt great until my dad called. He says, "Are you sitting down? Mom's MRI results came back and her head is full of metastases. She's going to pass."
My gosh, what a phone call.
That is one of the probably worst phone calls you can ever have.
I don't know if she's gonna pass. It would be like she has a week or two left.
I won't forget his cries. We had hope. The neurosurgeon of the hospital would not arrive until Thursday. The other doctors said that they might just be abscesses, but no one told us how many. Until another dang Thursday, over 60 were in her head. They've spread all over her body, he said. Nobody knows how she's still doing so well. She was in good condition except for the nausea, but no surgery would be able to fix this. That's terrible. That's tragic. I mean, silver lining is that she's doing so well that the doctors are like, I don't even know how she's still in this good a condition. So I guess silver lining is you were still able to sort of bond over that. The vacation you had, she was still doing, she was doing better than she should have been at the very least. I was the one to break it to my 16-year-old brother. I was there overnight just before she passed when she was starting to cough blood and choke on it. She passed on, of course, another effing Thursday in the morning.
Thursday mornings are not for you. Thursdays
Arch
are my
enemies
favorite day of the week.
Not anymore, not after the story. That day, family was all I had and all I wanted. We held each other and we cried with each other. My older sister, 31, had been in denial about our mom's passing up until then, but she was very visibly upset, shouting and crying out for help. Up until her death, my sister wouldn't stop talking about how our mom was the epicenter of her life, how she only talked to her. Are you getting where this goes? She was jealous of anyone who had belongings of our mom, like our little brother, her half-brother, and demanded that she get the same stuff he got, namely a bracelet. She said she was the one who chose the grave spot, while in real life it was a communal decision. She held a spontaneous concert at her funeral without telling us, her siblings, telling me how horrible it is to lose a mother at 31, ironically. The day after her death, she borrowed a sweater of mom's. I even gave it to her, but when she walked into the room later that day, she looked like a ghost, with my mom's clothes on, her jewelry, her hair put up like that, and even smelling like her perfume, and I cried. So much that my boyfriend asked her not to come into the living room for a moment as the picture upset me. Her takeaway of this was to ignore me for the whole following week. A lot of emotional immaturity showing itself here.
Yeah.
Which, they're all going through something extremely traumatic, and sometimes something like this will rear its head. It will become very obvious, and it seemed like she was also in denial about it the whole time until it literally happened, and then it all came crashing down on her. That's got to be a lot.
Death brings the worst in families. That is so true.
Yeah. My older sister just went mute on me. At the memorial, she didn't talk to me. At the funeral, she didn't talk to me, only our older brother. I had to be there alone for our younger brother. After the funeral back home, she got mad when she overheard my dad talking to me about his wish to remove my mom's decorations in about a year after her passing. He wanted to leave it for now to honor her, but it's excruciating for him to see the best mom ever pillows and picture frames from Mother's Day. I told him I don't like the idea, but I understand it. My sister went ballistic. about him trying to forget her and me supporting this. Apparently, she overheard another conversation where I assured my dad I would support him no matter what, even if he wished to remarry one day. That last part made me the ultimate traitor, I guess. She went on about how I was disrespectful and how she wanted to punch me, how she hated that in the inheritance my dad, which is her stepdad, I was adopted by him, gave her and the older brother a disadvantage because I get gold and she wouldn't. But that's because I'm not married yet and she had hers already.
Oh, it's a cultural thing. The bracelets, the bangles. Maybe I'm wrong or not, but they like get those whenever they're married. And I guess sounds like she wants her mother's, but she already has bangles.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if that's what
It might be it.
And they also said mom, so I don't know. I'm not seeing American
I
here.
don't think it's the States because they're doing the MU spelling. Even if that's not the case, I can't grasp how that can be so dang important. I don't even want that stupid stuff. She held a tirade about me in front of other relatives while my dad asked me to stay inside, but I heard it. I told her not to talk to me until she gets a grip. Not my finest moment. Nobody seems to be having their finest moment here. Last Thursday, ironically, I met her at the cemetery. My brother showed up with his girlfriend and my sisters joined us too. While the other two were talking, she came to me in a bantering tone and told me we should both stop acting like babies and talk again. No apologies, no hugs, no asking how you are. I said no, not yet, because if I just say it's okay without processing everything, I know it will come up again. I told her this and she got mad again, how it wasn't my boyfriend's place to talk to her like that. How I was the one to give her the jumper, why am I making a big deal of it? She makes it feel like I have to be the big sister for everyone, the one who puts her grief to the side and only considers others' feelings. But for God's sakes, I'm 22 and I just lost my mom. She won't be at my wedding, my graduation, or when I give birth. I'm chronically ill and a not well-off student, and yet she blames me for not showing up enough. Where does that come from? I don't have a car or a rich husband like her that can free me of my responsibilities and let me stay at the hospital 24/7. Uni doesn't stop because mom passed. I have to drive 2 hours to my parents' house with public transport, 3 when I come from university. Man, that is just a lot.
A lot to deal with.
By the way, you can join us live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile and you're in. If you're watching this in the future, we may even be live right now, but don't check on that yet because we still have a little bit of story left.
I saw a comment earlier, I think it was from Prince X or Sophia Kalon. They said she lost her mom at 16 while the sister lost her at 31. So it's kind of hard that she's taking it this way and not really being there for her sister.
Yeah, the older sister is going MIA emotionally for her younger siblings. For all of them, it sounds like. For her, for OP, and the brothers as well.
Because OP still has to go through, school, still has to deal with that kind of stuff. And it's just weird to see where the headspace is.
All of her younger siblings also are going through loss.
Yeah.
And are grieving. And she's not able to do anything except make it about her, it sounds like. Which we do not support. But I think probably a good move here would be counseling for the whole family. Family counseling session. Everybody sits in. Grief counseling. I think it's absurd for her to be upset that the father wanted to, a year down the line, take some of the memories, the picture frames, this stuff away. Because it's like just constantly reopening a wound. It's like it's never going to heal.
You got to give it time.
And yeah, it's going to take time, which is why he's like, I'm not doing this today. I'm doing it in a year, but I digress. Grief and loss is just never easy. Let's try to get to the advice section. Let's see where this ends up. My sister's tearing the family apart. She's mad at dad, who's grieving just as much. She's mad at my little brother because he stressed her so much, and she believes he's the cause of mom's cancer. She's mad at me because I don't grieve like her, because I'm not mad like her. She's mad because I'm adopted and she's not. I don't know how to deal with it. My family was perfect until September. My mom was my best friend and there's no instructions on how to do this right, but apparently I'm doing it all wrong. I hate Thursdays. It's not that funny, but I feel like I hate Thursdays was a nice sliver of relief. Family group counseling, and if your sister doesn't want to be a part of it, I don't think you should be
in contact.
Yeah, I don't think you should be entertaining her communications. You need to be like, look, I need time away from you. If you're gonna grieve like that, you're welcome to do it, but I don't want to be around it. Yeah. For you to even imply that your younger brother was the cause of your mother's cancer, that's a sentence that once it escapes your mouth, that never goes back in.
You can't shove it back
you
in.
can't get the genie back in the bottle after that comes out. And
Nope.
that's something that if I was the younger brother, you'd be functionally dead to me if you said that to me.
When the family glue passes, the family falls apart.
Ain't that the truth?